Hello, everyone. Welcome to The Work. And my guest today is Merrick. And he did the work on his father, who beat him when he was a child. And his mind, Merrick's mind, is so wide open. And he wants his dad to say he's sorry after all these years. So what is the cause of suffering? Is it the actual pain when someone beats us? Let's find out from Merrick. Let's sit with Merrick and welcome to The Work. So Merrick, you have a Judge and Neighbor worksheet?
Yes, I do. Hi.
Hi. So what's your experience with the work?
So funny anecdote, I just found out about you last night from a friend, and then I went to Google you, and the very first video that popped up, I couldn't believe my eyes, but out of 7 billion people, it was my old roommate. And you were talking at the Wisdom 2.0 conference to my old roommate. And I knew at that time, okay, something special is going on here, and I need to pay attention. And so I just signed up for today's session and filled out the worksheet. But beyond that, I have not had a chance to check out your work.
Okay, so it's again self-inquiry. So what did you write for number one? Question number one: who or what angers you, or upsets you, or depresses you, and why?
Yeah. So I wrote, I am angry with my dad because he beat me when I was a child.
Okay. So what is the situation in your mind's eye when you were writing that? He beat me when I was a child.
So it's coming back from school with a bad grade and him beating me with a belt.
Yeah. Okay. So are you in bedroom, in the living room when he's beating you?
I'm in the living room.
You're in the living room.
And before he beat me, he would usually take the belt and make these loud noises by pulling the belt apart, and then he would beat me.
Yeah. Okay. So he beat you when you were a child. Is it true? No. All of you notice if you're doing this, your ego's going to say yes, and it's going to offer up the images, and it can even, and you can see those images of the past when that's going on, and the images.
Yeah. Part of me says yes, because yes. The other side says no, because I know he loves me, he wants to protect me. But I have this conflict that intellectually understand.
That doesn't mean he didn't beat you.
Correct, but he did beat me, yes.
Yeah. So that's what we're looking at. He beat me when I was a child.
Yeah.
Okay, so he beat you when you were a child. See that image, him with the belt. He's making that noise with it. And now he's hitting you. So notice how you react when you think the thought, he's beating me. And he has his hand in the air. He hasn't slammed it down on your body yet. Or he did, but his hand's in the air now. And you imagine he's going to hit you again. Because that's what he does. So he hit you, his hands in the air with the belt. He beat you. Is it true?
Still yes. No.
Now notice, be there now. How old are you in that?
11, 10,
Okay.
10, 11.
So 10, 11, look at that little boy in your mind's eye, be there now. And notice how you react, his hands in the air. It hit you, now his hands in the air again. Now notice how you react. Notice how the ego reacts, what happens.
I'm trying to protect
and emotionally.
I'm trying to protect myself, but I'm also shrinking. I'm trying to hide. I'm trying to get away. I'm trying to protect myself. And I'm frightened. I'm scared.
Okay. So be there now.
Mhm.
His hand may be in the air like he's going to hit you, but he's not hitting you
Mhm.
in that moment in time.
Mm.
So notice the images in your head of the past, future. Little boy, be there now. Notice those images of the past, future that you were seeing in your mind's eye then that you may not have been aware of. They were there.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
see images, his hands in the air. He hit you, now his hands in the air. Notice how you react, what happens when you think the thought, he's going to beat me.
I guess what's coming up is that I know I'm fine, but I'm confused. And I'm confused of why he's beating me. And I know I'm fine. I'm innocent. I know I'm innocent as a child, but
the child didn't know it then.
no. Yeah. I was just confused. I mean, I was just anticipating the next blow. Yeah.
Okay, so there it is.
Yeah. Fear.
So you're anticipating the next blow. Now he hits you. Now notice how your mind is remembering the hit.
I mean, there's just a big sensation. It's a sensation, across the body, whether it's the bum or the shoulder or the torso, of a, painful
Yeah.
flash, temporary, but painful, seemingly painful.
Yeah. All pain, because we're in it right now, all pain is either remembered or anticipated.
Mm.
So his hands in the air. And you imagine this next hit that he's going to, you imagine it.
I guess I feel nothing, actually, right? I feel nothing because there's nothing happening per se.
He beat you when you were a child.
Mm-hmm.
Let's turn it around to, this is a stretch for some of you, but we're just trying it on. This is inquiry. He didn't beat me when I was a child.
I can see that. So
So
he did it to protect me, he did it out of love, because I can see it in myself. Let's say my dog is crossing the street when a car is coming. I get angry. I want to beat him, but I'm doing it out of love because I want to protect him. I can empathize with my dad that he most likely went through the very same thing, is that he's trying to protect me. He wants me to do well in school and he wants what's best for me, but out of his own limitations, he's not able to handle his anger and he's actually acting out his anger, and he's then hurt. Is he hurting me? It's just he's acting out his own anger. And, I'm sure that he feels guilty about it afterwards, but I can see just the limitations, that he has, because he himself was beat as a kid too.
okay, so his hands in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And who would you be without the thought he's going to hit me?
Just
So,
an
so just,
boy.
who are you?
Mm.
Look at him and look at his face, look at his eyes, look at his attitude. Because so much of it, when we're in the situation, we're guessing.
Mm.
So look at your dad without the thought he beat me. His hands in the air. You're anticipating the next blow. Who are you
Yeah.
without the thought he's going to hit me, he's beating me?
I mean, if I look at my dad, he looks like a monster. He looks like a menace. I mean, he's charging, attacking, tense, and yeah, charging like an animal. That's what I see in that moment.
And he's not hitting you, he's charging.
Yeah.
So your ego is in the future, even if it's the nanosecond future,
Yeah.
going to hit you. Now compare that with when he actually hit you. Compare that fear and terror to the actual hit.
The hit seems fine. I mean, it is what it is. It's that moment of it. And I was almost like blacking out. I mean, I don't remember the hit per se. Yeah. Some fun. I mean, there's nothing there actually.
Your mind is very, very open. You know, the pain is in the anticipation of that next nanosecond blow that we imagine. And then the hit comes and it's over.
Yeah.
And the ego remembers as he raises his hand again.
Yeah.
So I love self-inquiry. We can sit in things like this and see how much of our pain is actually only remembered or anticipated during the abuse itself, which we couldn't do as a child, but we're still living these things.
Yeah.
And you think of your dad and you think of, he beat me when I was a child. And so that's who your dad is. That's to your mind, that's your father. So who are you without the thought, he beat me when I was a child? And we turn that around, I beat me when I was a child. And I beat me when I was an adult.
Yeah, over and over and over and over. Yeah, over and over.
Now, if someone's going to hit me, I maybe don't have any control over that. But I understand the cause of my fear. And it's not that person, and it's not about what they're going to do next. It's about what's happening in my head and emotions in that situation before the belt even hits me. So test it, all of you. Pain is either remembered or anticipated. That's asking a lot. But it's not asking too much. An open mind can get that still. You know, when a doctor or a lab or something is going to take my blood, I have hidden veins. And I watch them often get so upset because they can't find the vein. And they just move the needle in there and move it around. And then they have to move it and go to the other arm, maybe. So this work we're doing here with, this, your dad and this beating, you can see how much of it was ego, your ego, and how much of it was actual pain. You can see the difference and measure it. Or just in a process where they were trying to find my blood thing, and they just couldn't do it. And it sounds strange, but they went on for 4 hours just recently. So this stuff that we're talking about now, this is not airy-fairy stuff. And this is not about, I have pain, control over pain. It's not like that. I just know the difference between how much pain is remembered or anticipated, and is there pain? Is that pain? So I could sit there for 4 hours watching them do their thing. You want to quit, you want to quit, you want to quit. I'm very clear when I want to quit, but I'm fascinated. And the results were great. And it didn't mean the results had to be great, but as it turned out, it was worth it. But either way, I was in living life, living life in a most beautiful way. I thought life was hell. And then I saw that, that's the ego's world. I just really thought it was real. Let's look at, let's measure it. He beat me when I was a child, so be there now. How much of yours, when you get really still in it, was either remembered or anticipated just blow by blow? And how much pain, how much was actual pain?
I mean, all of it is remembered. All of it is anticipated. All of it, 100%.
It's certainly taking responsibility. If they're going to put that IV in me, okay, and I just think it's so important that you all, if I have anything, it's just so important. You have the same thing. You have the same thing. There's nothing special here. But they've got the needle, and I've got hidden veins. This is how it is. They've got the needle, they're coming in. It doesn't hurt yet. Any fear, and I don't know that it will. So I can't anticipate it. I don't know. My experience would say yes, but I don't know. But Merrick, I'm fascinated. You can sit in that experience, with your dad on the other side of our time together and just measure how much was pain and how much was anticipated. And when he's doing that thing with the belt, in your mind's eye, you already saw it hitting your bum or wherever he's going to hit you.
Yeah.
And he hasn't hit you yet. That's yours. That's not his. And it's not wrong. It's just good to know the difference. I don't try to stop my head. I don't say, oh, that's remembered, or that's anticipated. This work gives you an ongoing, amazing life. When the work found me, I was walking and I had no way of knowing that next step I took, that the earth was going to hold me. And the image offered up and like just falling into the abyss. And I just trusted and put, one step following another, open to all of it. I'm so grateful for this amazing life, radical life of no life. No proof of life other than what the ego is offering up. It's not right or wrong, it's just noticing. And it's so strange, it allows us to live the best life. It's the absence of fear. Let's look at two. In that situation, Your dad is beating you. What do you want? What do you want, little 10 or 11-year-old sweet, sweet angel?
I just realized I answered this wrong, but in this situation specifically, I would want my dad to stop.
So you want your dad to stop. Be there now. Look at his face. He's got the belt. You want him to stop. Is it true?
No, I want to
Well,
be it,
where did you find that no?
because I just realized it's my perception of it, right? I cannot change him. He's going to do what he's going to do, but I want to be at peace. I don't anticipate the pain. I just want to accept it, whatever it comes.
Yeah, because you don't even know it's pain until it comes.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's going to hit me again. He could change his mind. So me wanting to stop, it's, I guess, living in the future. Yeah.
And that's where the fear is. That's where all the fear is. So good to know that's not, your father is not causing that.
Yeah, I'm doing that to myself. Yeah, I'm hitting myself.
Well, the ego, that's its job, is to identify as you, as a you. You want him to stop. So look at your dad in that situation. Who would you be without the thought, I want him to stop? Since you can't stop it anyway, just, I'm not guessing, I heard that from you. You can't stop him anyway. He's this grown man with a belt. Who would you be without the thought, I want him to stop? Now just live that experience without and look at your dad's face, his body language.
Yeah, I mean, without that thought, I'll be at peace. If anything, maybe compassion would come up to see somebody so worked up over something that doesn't really matter.
Now, with your eyes closed, now he's hitting you. The blow comes. He just hit you. Now, is that remembered or anticipated? As soon as the belt hit your skin,
Yeah, it's remembered.
now can you see your dad's face?
The image that's coming up is, and this is probably desire, but I want him to fall to his knees and recognize what he's doing. I want him to start crying and reach out to God and say, help me with this because I cannot overcome this on my own. That's the image that's coming up right now.
Yeah. So if you turn that around, I want me to stop and fall to my knees and recognize what I'm doing.
Hmm.
Like a little 10-year-old, 11-year-old, not a lot you can do to stop a giant.
I can love him. I can be loving. I can be compassionate. I can just be in the moment and recognize that everything's fleeting. Everything's temporary. Everything arises and falls.
I want me to fall to my knees and recognize what I am doing. And you certainly seem to be doing a beautiful job of that, sitting here with all of us. Remembering and anticipating. Other than that, all is well. Those of you that are into self-inquiry, you can do worksheets on mother, father, sister, brother, friends, people in your life. And keep it really, really simple. And it's possible, once you understand the cause of all fear, that it's not the world, but it's what you're thinking and believing about the world. Once you understand that, it's where you find it's really worth the trip. Let's look at 3. There's one on number 2. I want him to fall to his knees and recognize what he is doing. I want me to fall to my knees and recognize what I am doing. And I can't really even say in that situation that you are the doer. These images in our head of past, future, that's ego's work. We are not doing that. We don't do that on purpose. Like I say the word red, and you see the color red. But can you say, I thought that thought on purpose? If I say the word apple, you just saw that image. But you can't take credit for it. You didn't do it. It's a happening. Just like all of life are images of the not now showing up here in Earth School too. Meet heaven. A flawless, other than what we're thinking and believing, a flawless experience. And sitting here with you, it's like waking up to that. And I love that all pain and suffering is in the past. I mean, that's a pretty friendly universe. What did you write for 3? In that situation, what advice would you offer your dad?
Initially, I wrote he should take responsibility over his actions, but I just wrote, really, I want to see the truth of that situation. I want to see the perfection of that moment, and I want to be able to love him in that moment unconditionally.
Okay, so he should take responsibility over his actions. Is it true?
No, because obviously he's doing the best he can. He's doing what he thinks is the best to do.
Now look at what you were holding. Look at your life when you believe the thought, he should take responsibility over his actions. And he doesn't. He just lives his life like you deserved it.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do for you to get good grades, to grow up, and whatever way he justifies it.
Yeah. And that's a recurring issue that is going on to this day, is that I still want him to take responsibility, or at the very least empathize with the consequences of such behavior, but it's just not possible. Yeah.
And I would question, that's what you want him to take on. Really? A man that beats his son with a belt you want him to take on that kind of responsibility? That's asking a lot.
Yeah. But that's what I ask of myself. That's what I want myself to do.
Yeah. He should take responsibility for his actions. Notice your life and how you've lived it with your father when you believe the thought he should take responsibility for his actions, and he doesn't.
Yeah, I was angry. I was avoiding him. I distanced myself from him. I cannot have conversations with him. Or I could not in the past. I moved 5,000 miles away. So, yeah. When I was 16. Yeah.
Yeah. I should take responsibility over his actions, and it sounds like you did.
Yeah. I want to take responsibility over my actions, which is living in the past, imagining the future. Yeah, and do that every moment.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
And what I love about Earth School is anytime you're feeling stress, you know you're onto something that needs a little looking into.
Yeah. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah. So he should take responsibility for his action. He should not take responsibility for his actions. So why might he not take responsibility for it?
He doesn't think he did anything wrong. He thinks, I anticipate, he thinks he did the best he can. And I recognize it now. I can see that he did the best that he thought he could. He was protecting and loving me, but in his own way. He did the best he could. I understand that. Yeah. But what's left is the remembered hurt in the child that hangs on to it and is getting these weird payoffs from keep remembering it. And, I keep beating myself up. It's like that image of a boxer that's just boxing himself, and the boxing club as me, right? I'm just hitting myself with these memories and resentments and anger and not accepting him how he is, wanting him to be different, having expectations of what a dad is supposed to do instead of accepting what he was able to provide, and, feeling gratitude for who he is rather than resentment over what he isn't. So I think, intellectually I understand all these things, and emotionally I probably have processed.
If we look at it emotionally, he should not take responsibility over his actions. And did his father beat him that you know of?
Yeah, he got tortured.
So he should not take responsibility over his actions. He's
He's innocent himself.
his teacher was his father. That's how you raise a son.
Yeah.
In his world. He should not take responsibility over his actions. How much pride do you see that he carries? Like too much pride to admit those things that he was wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, the second that the topic is brought up, I mean, he just attacks. And there's this pride in wanting to justify why he didn't. Like he was he was in the right to do it. So these conversations basically go nowhere. With my past understanding.
Yeah.
And how to approach it.
He should not take responsibility over his actions. What would that do to him as that strong man?
Yeah, he can't.
Admit it and take responsibility to you, who he has been out of control with.
Yeah. He can't. All I can do is forgive him. And that's really meaning forgiving myself because I'm not seeing the reality of the situation.
So he should not take responsibility over his actions.
Yeah.
When you really get that, it's a lot of freedom. And you're safe now. You're grown. He can't beat you, other than in your head.
Yeah.
And that's not his.
No.
Okay. So I should take responsibility over my actions, the actions going on in my head around my father, and keep doing these worksheets on your father.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at 4 in that situation. What do you need? What do you need? What would make you happy in that situation when he's beating you?
Mhm.
I need.
I need my dad to say that he's sorry.
Okay. So ponder that. You believed it then, and you maybe have wanted it for years, but let's look at it seriously. To be happy, you need him to say that he's sorry. Is it true?
No. It's got nothing to do with what he does, what he does or he says, or it's all got to do with my internal state and how I see it,
And
how
it
I
could,
how I let go of it.
and it could break him. To
Yeah.
be happy, I need him to say that he's sorry. Imagine your father. That's a big ask.
Yeah. Well, also what's coming to mind now is that if I really want to be happy, it would be completely accepting it and basically being able to say, like, give me more. Like, I love you. Give me more. I know that you've been hurt as well as a child. Give me more. I can take it because I love you, until he breaks down in tears. That would be what I right now comes to mind as the happiest situations that could be. Because I'll be fine. So I want to love him. I want to be aligning with love, not with hate, with peace, not fear.
So turn it around. To be happy, I don't need him to.
To say that he's sorry. Yeah, I don't. I don't.
It's a big relief. The ego's not going to go, oh, he told me he's sorry. Now it's over. It's not like that. The ego's going to go, yeah, he's not really sorry. He's not, yeah, but yeah. So to be happy, I need him to say that he's sorry. Now this is a big ask. To be happy, I need me to say to my father, I'm sorry.
Yes.
So give me an example.
I mean, I can reach out to him today and say that I am sorry for the way I've treated him.
And, and specifically,
Before judging him for believing that he should be doing anything differently from the way he did, and to express my gratitude for everything he's done for us, and seeming sacrifice that he went through to provide for us. So to come out of love, not out of hate. And I want him to forgive me for the way I've treated him. Because I know he can change. Unless he wants to. But I can only accept him the way he is. But she's the perfect manifestation of what he is.
To be happy, I need me to tell my father I'm sorry. And expect nothing in return. This is your work, not his.
Yeah.
Expect nothing back. I need me to say to my father, I'm sorry. and make your list. And when you're ready, you can begin there. If I required the world to change, that would be a pretty hopeless state of mind. I tried that for several decades. Yeah, that change, as it turned out, had to be in me, and expecting nothing from the world other than what they offer. And that continues to give me my work here in Earth School. Let's look at 5.
Mhm. I wrote, my dad is limited. He's too afraid to open up to his own hurts. He's not able to accept his actions.
Mhm. So in that situation, that 10 or 11-year-old little boy, I am
I am limited. I can see that I'm creating all this on my own. That I'm reacting to the world.
and specifically with your father, it's like you didn't, your grades weren't up, so it wasn't a big shock and surprise for you.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I am limited in that situation and too afraid to open.
Yeah, I wrote too afraid to open up to his own hurts. The hurts from his childhood.
And I am unable to accept his actions.
Yeah. Yeah, to this day.
Mhm. Mhm. How do you treat your father when you think the thought he's too afraid to open to his own hurts?
I mean, I can only love him. Like, he's not able to open up to his own hurts because I'm sure it's too painful for him to look at because, you know, I had to go through the same stuff. So I can only love him. I can be compassionate towards how difficult it is to be coming out of a childhood where, you know, there was so much beating because he experienced it himself. So I can only love him. I can only be compassionate. I can actually empathize with the difficulty of
Yeah.
what it might be like. And his is probably, you know, to a completely different degree. So I can only love him. I can only love him. That's the only thing I can do.
Sure. That's where your freedom is. And understanding is the power, and you certainly have a lot of that. You know, if we go back, to be happy, I need him to say that he's sorry. For me to be happy, I need to say to him, I'm sorry about the low grades, and specifically where you knew you should do your homework and you didn't. I mean, you, and this is nothing you have to do, but to be
Oh,
happy, I need him to say that he's sorry. And you got low grades. That's not right or wrong in your world, but in his world, you know his world. It's not okay with him that you get low grades.
mhm. Yeah.
So I need him to say that, I need me to say that I'm sorry about low grades, and knowing how it would affect him, or understanding how it might affect him. You know, I need to do these things because it's taking responsibility for my part, no matter how small it is. It's a big deal, you knew. But he's the villain. And I mean, we're so shocked when he does what he does. He beats his son. We certainly are born into our teachers, aren't we?
Yeah, very grateful for them.
Yeah. Let's look at 6.
I wrote, I don't ever want to be beaten by my dad again. I don't want to feel scared again. Well, I wrote scared of him, but I just read scared again.
Yeah. So I don't ever want to be beaten by my dad again. I'm willing to. I'm willing to be beaten by my dad again.
I'm willing to be beaten by my dad again if that's what is in the highest good. Yes. I don't know what is in the highest good.
It's just, I don't see it happening. You know, you're an adult now, but I see it happening in your mind's eye again.
Mm-hmm.
And experiencing that, and any lack of forgiveness that's in you, you know, it's another worksheet. And it doesn't make it what he did, it doesn't make that right. No human being would harm a child if they knew another way. But we just don't. So many of us, we just know what our parents did, and we just keep passing it on.
No. And I mean, I can see the hidden gift in it now, right? It's led me to a spiritual path. It's led me to want to understand these things. It led me to wanting to empathize with others. And so I see the gift in it. And that was just the beginning. I mean, you know, life takes its various turns that sometimes go even lower. So, but all of those are gifts, and they led me to these types of understandings and to a session like this. So I'm extremely grateful. There's nothing but gratitude in this. But the little child is still hanging on to that hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how to, you know, get past this.
Well, for me, I would call my dad, and you know, this is for me. I'm not saying for you to do this, but apologize for the low grades. But I'd only apologize if I had not done my best. You know, like, I'm so shocked when he's upset and gets my grades. No, nope, nope.
Yeah.
Not a big surprise. And then he's turned out, he's the bully. He just, knowing he beats he beats his son. So I need to say I'm sorry. And you might have a list of other things that your worksheets will show up. That you can admit, make amends for. Because that's where it happens in real life. You know, it's the ego, you know, it can surrender, but until it's lived out physically as life, it's not alive. It's not given the freedom that something profound deserves.
And if I can just maybe share one story in, like, let's say 1 minute, because I'm totally co-opting this entire session. I usually don't know how they go, but so a few months ago, I did talk to my dad, you know, about this topic, and I brought up that I have all these negative memories from childhood, and almost like I built a prison around myself with it. I'm not able to get out, and I was hoping maybe he can help me process some of the stuff out. And I think secretly I was probably hoping he takes responsibility, he apologizes, right? So like I had this like ulterior angle. But I noticed that the second, you know, I brought up, you know, like, hey, it was really hurtful, you know, to get beaten by a belt. And, you know, his immediate response would be like, but you know why I was beating you? And I was like, yeah, because, you know, low grades, I was fighting with my brother, this and this and this. And he was smirking, like so proud. I was so
funny. Yeah, so you're way ahead of me.
Oh, well, I just want to share it in case that whoever can resonate with the story and, you know, as they go through their own journey. So after that conversation, I realized that my dad is just who he is. He's like a bull in like the arena where like if you wave the red flag, he just attacks. So if I say, "Hey, you beat me, the child," he attacks, and he's, you know, he he deflects and all this stuff. But then I realized after the call that, you know, he's not going to change. He is just this person that, you know, he is how he is, and I need to accept that. So then I wrote him, I said, you know, I forgive you for all the hurtful memories from childhood. And I also opened the door that, you know, to reconnect. He never responded to that. And I realized why. It's because I was still attacking him. I'm still telling him.
Exactly. Very good.
And I realized,
I forgive you for all the.
yeah. So it's like, who am I to say I forgive you? Exactly. And then it dawned on me, it's like, I'm such an idiot. The only thing I can do is I can ask him to forgive me because I have been an ungrateful son. I've been a judgmental son. I have been judging him for being somebody that he's not, or wanting to be somebody he's not. And because now I see he did it out of love. He did it his own limited way of looking at love. And he's limited how he is now, and that is totally okay. And so at some point I told him that he's the best dad I've ever had. Yeah. It's, I think it was a tinge of anger when I said that, but yeah.
Those tiny little things that get in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
you are certainly one courageous human being.
I mean, I don't want to suffer anymore. I want to get out of this whole suffering business.
Yeah.
So I want peace and love above all else.
Boy,
nothing-
it sure shows. Oh boy. The death of identity, the death of a false identity. So I look forward. I'm willing to be beaten by my dad again in my mind's eye. I look forward to.
If that is what serves humanity, so be it.
Yeah, I look forward to be beaten by my dad again in my mind's eye. And when you recall a situation where he was beating you, it's, you know, it's another worksheet there. If there's a lack of connection or understanding there in you, and it still doesn't make it a beating okay, but it is what it is, and it's over, and it doesn't have to hurt for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to be scared again. I look forward to being scared again.
Oh, I look forward to being scared again. Yeah. Also, I really, all fear is illusion. So, I mean, please bring up all the what I'm not aware of that I'm scared of, so I can actually let it go. I can
so you can see it for what it is.
Oh, it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to let it go, to become aware of what I need to let go of. Yeah.
So what has been your practice on meditation?
So I follow the teachings of Dr. David R. Hawkins, and so I do align with the pathway, I guess to enlightenment. And I guess I've been working on this for the last few years. But so Dr. Hawkins and the letting go technique and identifying with the silence is what I practice 24/7.
It's beautiful.
And beyond that, Vipassana retreats have been really helpful. So meditation, and I do practice meditation at home, but mostly just more staying in the silence and, disidentifying with all thoughts, and recognizing I'm not the mind, I'm not its thoughts, I'm not the body. Course in Miracles, all of those things.
And then the mind does grab you, emotionally will always, that's the indicator. But when it does grab you, I love like taking notes for like my next worksheet, and to sit in it. I would love that everyone's mind is open to self-inquiry, as I find yours to be. Discovering the cause of suffering, that world, and how to end it. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
I attend a 12-step group on adult children of alcoholics and dysfunctional families. I think that's been really helpful. And I did have one session with psychedelics, so that provided a different state. So that's helped me ever since that experience, I guess, with psychedelics. I've been trying to figure out what was experienced and then how to return to that on a permanent basis. So that is a driver, and understanding that the ego is really that, the big illusion. And so trying to let go and transcend the ego has been now it's like the dedication, I guess, of this lifetime.
Yeah. Oh, that's a.
Yeah, I'm so grateful to.
When it comes to Earth School, you're in.
Yeah. In hindsight, I needed all these experiences, and I ended up working with, let's say, I'm not going to go there, but I had to learn a lot more lessons, a lot more, and probably more painful ones than what I shared here. But in hindsight, they led exactly to where I needed to be, which is to get a glimpse. And then I feel grateful to have come across proper teachings that resonated with me. Not that teachings are proper, but teaching that resonated with me that I can actually practice continuously all the time, constancy of work. And so, yeah, I'm just grateful for this entire journey.
You know that we have a 99-cent app, and you can buy in the App Store. And all of you can just take the work with you on your phones. There's a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet there that Merrick and I worked through 1 through 6. And then there's a one belief at a time worksheet where you can just take one of your thoughts and work it all the way through. But it's a really good app just to carry with you and to take notes on what is your next worksheet or your next one-liner to work. Merrick, let's get some feedback from your really courageous work. I have a question for you, though, first. If you imagine your father, his hands in the air, so be there now in that situation where he's beating you. Now notice mentally what happens when you think the thought, he's going to hit me. His hands in the air.
The only thing comes up is I want to hug him. I want to love him.
But in that situation, for that little guy that was there, that little 9, 10, 11-year-old guy, your dad's hand is in the air.
I mean, the other thing coming to mind, I want to surrender myself fully to a higher power. 100%, fully.
But notice what your ego was doing in that situation.
I mean, back then I was afraid, I was scared, I didn't want to accept it. I want to run away, I want to protect myself.
Okay, so let's slow it down. Those things are all, yeah, for sure. But his hands in the air. And it hit you, it came up, now it's in the air, it's going to hit you again, but his hand it's here. So notice how your ego anticipated that.
Yes.
And hit you before his hand hit you.
Yes, I can see that. Yes.
You can see that. Okay. Now, what was the most frightening, when he actually gave you the blow, or when you were anticipating the blow?
The anticipation, and then afterwards remembering it, and then the remembering is a re-anticipation of it happening again. So it's only anticipation.
Okay, so what we see by that is, like, I don't know how accurate this is, but I'll just use it, like 99.9% of the fear and terror was the ego's work in you. And so your father hit you with the belt and you remember. So in my world, we can take care of all suffering. We can take care of all suffering just the way that you're able to sit in yourself. Okay, so Cora, honey, what is your takeaway for Merrick, our teacher today?
First of all, thank you for sharing your story. with all of us. I had the feeling when you work on number 6 and you would imagine the situation today, you get all the strengths of what you've learned from what you've worked through now. So it would never happen again, I guess. And you can feel all the strengths and the knowledge what you have inside of you now.
Yeah, and it gives us permission, having done one worksheet, if it occurs again, we can see there's unfinished business. And so it's another worksheet. So I'm willing for this to happen again. I look forward to this happening again because it shows me that I still have some work to do. And here in Earth School, that's what it's all about. Yeah. Thank you, Cora. Kristen.
I have some dogs in the background, but I'll speak loudly so you can hear me. I thought the work was very beautiful. Thank you so much, Shmira. And what really resonated with me was that he realized when he asked his father, he said he'd forgiven his father. He saw that as actually an attack. And what he really needed to do, and I see where I need to do this, is to ask his father to forgive him. And that really shows that he's accepted his father for who he is, the man that is the bull and will see the red flag and come no matter what. Yeah. And he's accepted that and and accepted his role in it.
Yeah. Powerful. Thank you. Thank you, Annie. Ula. Hi.
Thank you, Marek, so much. So I had 2 takeaways. The first one was when I got really still and I thought about that moment when I was being hit with the belt by my parents. I also saw the role that I played in it. So how I was escaping and playing into that dynamic of kind of giving them that role where they could, it's actually still bringing up emotions. Yeah, but I felt peace at the same time. I think the emotions are kind of the realizations of the missed peace that I could have felt before. And the second realization is actually something where I don't quite know where to go with that next, but it made me realize like how often I hit myself with something, like not a belt, but for example, like I hit a wall or like I broke a pencil so that it hurt me, and it made me actually notice, sorry. That's something that I had in common with my parents, that like I can understand them because like I also sometimes got really angry and annoyed with myself, like, so like in a way I see how, like, I understand. Yeah. That's what they've got, and sometimes like that's also what I've got. So yeah. So I just felt like I couldn't really judge them because even if I learned that from them, it's like we all sometimes get to that place when we're like out of options, where the only tool that we have is to do something that we think might work, but it wouldn't. And it just, I've never noticed that before. And I've tried to do some worksheets before on my parents and on experiences of violence. And this time it just got me to like quite a deep place. So I'm so grateful for Marek. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, his courage certainly opens the way for us. Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
Julia.
Hello. Hi,
Hello.
can you hear me? Hi. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, this work. that Marek did, and I've never been hit kind of physically, but my dad always threatened, and he would get the belt out, and by doing this work like today, I could kind of feel the anticipation, like, and the fear, and it's like as if I was hit, and it was also great, and and then basically I did get good grades, but I could feel like they almost already hitting me.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. And I have been doing the work, like Judge Your Neighbor workshop once a day for the last like 3 months. And it's absolutely crazy. Yeah, and I've been doing like Buddhist meditation and like lots of deep stuff for about like, I don't know, 15 years. And now it's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it's completely different. And another thing is like, I think yesterday I dropped something on my toe, and kind of in the moment it kind of hurt, and then something kind of shifted, and it's like after that like split second it felt like, oh, and I was like, oh, I've just hurt myself, and it really hurts, and like I could hear myself actually talking. And yeah, it's just, I think, kind of experiencing that what is actually the pain and what I'm saying, and then it kind of all merged together, and then you think, hang on, but it's actually not true that it hurts so much, because I'm telling myself and it's gone. Yeah, so that was also amazing. Yeah, and it's kind of really tied in as well, what from what you're saying about anticipating and then remembering the pain. Yeah, so thank you very, very much for the work. Yeah.
And there's nothing that isn't either remembered or anticipated in this apparent world.
Yeah. Well, another one thing I have kind of still struggled with is like one part of me saying, okay, if there's nothing that is not remembered or anticipated, like, aren't you going to forget, like, how are you going to kind of navigate through life? But it's kind of not, because you still remember, but you just don't attach the stressful emotion.
It's about noticing, and where the value is, and where the difference between value and superfluous, maybe, whatever that is in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, honey. Okay. Well, it is good to be back. And thank you all for showing up. Thank you for your contributions that keep us going here. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time at homewithbk.com. Let's do the work.